Right now, we are joined here on the show by Art Regner of DetroitRedWings.com. Of course, he is a Detroit Red Wings media legend in this town as well. And
thanks for doing your hair, Art.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Love the background.
I know how to use a blow dryer now, so that's
Well, it took you 30 years, but yeah, you were working on it.
Can you run your fingers through it?
Oh yeah.
All the time.
Oh, look at that body. He's got that body going on.
Him and George Clooney.
They have some bounce to it. Okay.
Yeah, that's me, man. You know that, Darren.
Art, what's going on, man? How you doing? It's great to have you on the show. And look, let's get right into it, my friend, because you know the Red Wings hope train that left the station a couple years ago. I think it's ready to make its first stop in terms of this year. So a lot of people are expecting some improvement from this Red Wings team this year. You know, just give me your 30,000-foot view of where this team is right now.
Well, I mean, I think there's two really big questions for the Red Wings. Number one is offense. Are they going to be able to score enough goals? Which includes how good is the power play going to be. It's got to be better than 11.4%, which was its conversion rate last year, which was 30th in the league. And I think another question that maybe we haven't spent a whole lot of time on because it was such a surprise deal is where is really Alex Nedeljkovic in net? He's only played 29 complete games, so much so that he's still eligible for the Rookie of the Year award, which he was a finalist last year. So Nedeljkovic played for a really good Carolina team, and I really think that even though the Red Wings are a lot better defensively, I mean they have 8 NHL caliber defensemen, 4 left shots, 4 right shots. I think they're better that way defensively, but I think Nedeljkovic is still kind of a bit of a question mark.
Hey, I'm talking to Art Regner. If you are at the game tonight, him and I and Daniela Bruce will be doing Game Day Live. So, Art, where do you want to start? You want to start power play or you want to start goaltending? Because I think that when Steve Yzerman came out and sort of, in my opinion, schwarmily with the pat on the back said, well, you look at how Tampa built their team, goaltender out. Well, yeah, he built the team. But with Thomas Greiss and I think with Nedeljkovic and stuff, do you expect, because honestly, it was subpar preseason. Do you think it's just timing getting back out there? Is he the answer? Or if he's not, is this the perfect, for Red Wings fans to know that this is sort of a tryout period because you have Sebastian Cossa down the road? So this ain't the end-all, be-all of anything else, but what do you expect from Nedeljkovic?
Well, I'll tell you what, Darren, I really don't know what to expect because, as you know as well as I do, Carolina's a stacked team. Brendan Moore's a great coach. I mean, they have a great system. They're a high-quality, high offensive, have great defensemen. I mean, so they were a complete team, a little bit more obviously further along than the Red Wings. I'm not sure what to expect from Nedeljkovic. Was I a little bit concerned by his preseason? Yeah, I was a little bit concerned by his preseason. But again, in Steve Yzerman fashion, he only gave him a 2-year deal. Now, I don't know if you guys have talked to Sebastian Cossa, but there's one thing that this kid does not lack, much like Mo Seider, is confidence. I think in his mind, Cossa looks at, I'll spend the year in the Western League here in Edmonton for the Oil Kings, and they're a stacked team. They could win the Memorial Cup. And then next year, I'm in GR, I'm in Grand Rapids for the Red Wings, and then in 2 years, I'm knocking on the door to be the Red Wings starting goaltender. Now, granted, he's only going to be 22 or something by that time. That's pretty young to step into the NHL. But I do think that, Steve has given himself an out. If Nedeljkovic doesn't work, and, again, Joique, Darren, and Neal, as Ozzy has always told me, you can get goaltenders in the NHL. You can always find that tourniquet or that stop-gap measure. So if you're able to do that, then, and let Cossa progress at maybe a little bit slower pace than he may even want. So I agree with you, Darren. I don't think Nedeljkovic Nedeljkovic could be the answer. I mean, he could step in, and what would be. Neal asked me earlier about a dream season. I'm going to tell you what would be a dream season for the Red Wings if the Calder Cup finalists, because there's a lot of high-end rookies that made their teams this year. But if the three finalists for the Rookie of the Year are Mo Seider, Lucas Raymond, and Alex Nedeljkovic, then the Red Wings have had a pretty good year.
That's pretty. It's real quick. So going into the season, regardless of whatever sports, you always have your guys that you're looking for, that you're excited to watch, right? And so the guy for me is going to be Lucas Raymond. They released Bobby Ryan, and they went younger, right? They went younger, and so for me, this is going to be a test for Lucas because he hasn't played in an 82-game season yet. And so, do you think he can hold his own through the whole 82 games? Or who is the guy that you're looking for improvement this year, or, the guy that excites you the most?
Well, Joique, I think that's a really good point because Lucas Raymond is an extremely high-end player. In his draft year, he was considered right up there with Alexis Lafreniere, who was the number 1 overall pick. And when he was drafted, and again, I've told Darren this many times, Steve Yzerman said something that he usually doesn't say. He's not very effusive with praise or with criticism, for that matter. But he said, Lucas Raymond has the opportunity to be an elite level forward in this league. When he said that, the red flag went up where they really were happy to get Lucas Raymond. I think Lucas Raymond is a very, very high-end, very heady hockey player, and I think the thing that you're going to really like watching him play is that he has the, I was talking to a couple of other media people, he has like a cloak of invisibility out there on the ice. You really don't see him until the puck's on his stick and he's shooting on net, or he's making a terrific pass to a guy wide open who gets a great scoring chance. He has that kind of ability, that kind of intangible. And I think that I'm really eager to see how he does. Obviously he's playing with Dylan Larkin and Tyler Bertuzzi, and that's the Red Wings' number 1 line, and he's going to get power play time. So he's going to get opportunity. It still might be like, he's got 9 games before his contract kicks in, and if he's not doing well, do they send him to Grand Rapids? I guess they could, but I think he's here for the long haul. The guy that I'm really looking forward to this year, and I think really just needs a little bit of a break for the hockey gods to help him out, is Filip Zadina. Filip Zadina is a scorer. Filip Zadina is a terrific hockey player, and if you talk to the Red Wings, they have no qualms about him as a player or the quality of player that he is. But obviously, he's the 6th overall pick a few years ago in the draft. He has to score. So I'm really looking for Zadina to come through. And what I really like is that the line that he's on with Pius Suter, who was a really good addition, along with Robbie Fabre, who I think is going to lead the Red Wings in goals this year. Fabre, Suter, and Zadina, that second line for the Red Wings could be just as powerful and effective as the first line. And last year, and it wasn't very long because COVID hit the team early on, is that the line it was, I keep wanting to say Pius Suter, but it was Robbie Fabre at center, Bobby Ryan and Filip Zadina had chemistry. They scored goals early on. Remember, Ryan had, I think, like 4 goals in 4 games. Fabre was scoring, and and Zadina was setting them up. So with Fabre and Zadina, there does seem to be a little bit there, and then Pius Suter has proven to be a really good player. So I think that their top 6 forwards, if everything goes well and they stay healthy, I think there will be chemistry, and I think they will score more goals.
All right, hey, we're going to take a quick break right here. Stick with us for a second because I have a follow-up question about Zadina because that's my guy. That's my territory, as D-Mac will say, but we'll be right back with more with Art Regner. Back at it here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Joique Bell, and we are joined by Art Regner. You know him. He's been a hockey media legend in this town forever, currently doing entertainment services for the Detroit Red Wings. Follow him on Twitter at Arthur J. Regner. But we are talking Red Wings. Red Wings and Lightning tonight as they drop the puck on the season against the Tampa Bay Lightning. But I did want to follow up with the Filip Zadina question because I'm a guy, I've made no bones about this. And I know he's not Yzerman's quote-unquote guy. I understand that. But Art, is it fair for me to say that right or wrong, directly or indirectly, I think Zadina is one of the faces of this quote-unquote rebuild for the Detroit Red Wings. And it's critical, Art. And I'm looking for 20 goals from him at a minimum this year. Am I being unfair, Art? Help me out here.
No, Neal, I don't think you're being unfair at all. I mean, I think the Red Wings, when they drafted him, regardless if it was the Ken Holland regime or now that Steve has taken over, I think they expect a minimum of 20. I think they would expect that Zadina's going to fall somewhere when it's all said and done between 25 and 30 goals every season. Maybe if he scores a lot on the power play, maybe he could get up to 35. That might be wishful thinking on my part. But no, you're right. I mean, and Zadina knows it. The thing I like about Zadina, though, is that even though he's not scoring, his 200-foot game is still there. And I think that means a lot to the Red Wings, that he's not sulking. He puts himself in good position. He's a great passer as well. He's able to set up his teammates. He just needs to catch a break. I mean, last year, he and Dylan Larkin, after Bertuzzi went out with the back injury and then ultimately had surgery, they seemed to have a nice chemistry and a nice mix together, but neither one of them could score. They were both kind of snake bit. And, that has to obviously change. If the Red Wings are going to be better, Zadina has to score goals, and obviously Dylan has to bounce back. But Dylan knows that. Nobody knows more about how disappointing he was last year than Dylan Larkin. So, but it's key. Zadina's key. He is part of it. If the Red Wings are going to if this rebuild is on kind of a schedule or an accelerated schedule, Zadina's one of those guys that's going to have to come through.
Love it talking to Art Regner. You know him, you love him. Anyways, Art, I got a question here from a young Tom Mazaway who says he misses you and he wants to know, he missed talking to you and ask you about is Blashill the guy. I'm going to give Matt that is such what Blashill's doing right now. And I always say hashtag wiser plan because Stevie says, do you see that the way that this team is coming together, that this is the type of team, the younger guys that where Jeff Blashill can show he can excel as a coach?
Well, I think that, I think that's a good point by Maz. And hello, Tom. Miss you too, buddy. I would say this, is that I think that there's been a little more, and I don't know, Darren, if you've seen it or Neal or Joique on the Zoom calls. Jeff Blashill is a great person, number one, and a very affable man, and I think he's a really good hockey coach. But I think there's a little edge to him now because the team is getting better. Steve's draft picks and some of the, like Michael Rasmussen's and those type of players are starting to establish themselves and be part of this roster. So obviously if they're making the team and, Steve has a just complete major say in how this team is going to be built, if he likes these guys, now there is a little pressure on Jeff Blashill to see what is he going to do with a better team. And I do think that this is, I don't know. Jeff signed an extension, richly deserved, because he had nothing. Let's be honest. After a while, we were joking around that the Red Wings were just, hey man, can you play hockey? You want to suit up for us tonight? I mean, the team had really not a whole lot going on there for a couple of years as they were trying to rebuild and trying to recover from poor drafts and trading draft picks away and all that stuff. But with that said, I think that this is crucial for Jeff Blashill, for these Red Wings to be a better team and a significant team, and for young players to take improvement. Now, Jeff Blashill has won at every level where he's coached. He's won championships, and he won the Calder Cup in Grand Rapids. And his hallmark is that he develops young players, he develops young talent. Well, maybe the Red Wings didn't surround him with enough young talent there for the first, 7 years or so. It seems like Blash has been here a long time. But I've seen him work magic with Western Michigan when he was there. I saw what he did when he was in Grand Rapids. And so I do think now, though, he has a roster that is budding. It's a roster that's about to make that next step to an elite level. And I think that or competitive level and then elite level. There's a couple of steps that the Red Wings are going to have to make. But with that said, I think the crucial thing right now is that Steve's going to have to sit here and watch and assess, okay, Mo Seider, game 1, Mo Seider, game 82. Lucas Raymond, game 1. Lucas Raymond, game 82. Where are they at? Are they significantly better? What impact did Blashill have on their careers? Now, obviously, it's a team sport, and Nick Leddy's going to have a lot to say about Mo Sider. All the defensive core will. Certainly, if Dylan bounces back, Raymond should have good numbers, and Tyler Bertuzzi, if he can stay healthy with a back, because you just never know at times. We saw what Danny DeKeyser went through last year. So, I guess what I'm saying is that I think that the jury was never out on Jeff Blashill because of the team that he had, where, you had to be realistic and objective and know the Red Wings were going nowhere. But now it's starting to take shape, and obviously you're going to have to see how Jeff Blashill coaches these guys, because they're better than the Red Wings have been the last several seasons.
Well, Art, as always, man, love catching up with you. Love talking with you. Our chat thread here, Chuck says, if it was even possible, but Art's got me more fired up for the season. So, it's not Red Wings season until you talk to Art Regner. I appreciate you. Appreciate you as always, my friend. We'll be talking again soon as the season rolls on.
Good to have me on.
Yep. See you, Darren. Thank you, Darren. Take care, Joique. Nice talking to you, fellas.
Yeah, thanks, Art, man. Great guy.
That is Art Right. He is one of the good guys out there. Follow him on Twitter, Arthur J. Regner, Entertainment Services for the Detroit Red Wings. He'll be on that big screen with this guy over here tonight. So,
Neal, you're talking to him over there.
Yeah, I was going to say, Joique, real quick, can you say Art's a great guy? Just real quick.
It's funny. Before he got up, I wanted to say it's great to have an Art on the show that's competent. That's what I wanted to say.
Boom, boom.
But.
Hey, we're 1 for 2 today.
Yeah.
1 for 2.
1 for 2 in the art department.
Oh, that
Yeah,
hurts
1 for 2.
me. He does have a great name,